Hi, and welcome to a new chapter here on this YouTube channel. This setup is a level up for me. That is an understatement. I'm sitting here with two microphones, a new camera. My MacBook is hooked up to something else, or it is hooked up to this microphone. So this is me trying something new. And I think that is fitting for how we're finishing off this year. So if you're ready to try for a level up in 2026, start just not breaking all of the promises you give yourself. If there is something that you think you are able to do, but you just don't seem to do it, I think this can be a good place for you to be. Because I am an ambitious person, kind of delusional, willfully delusional, mostly in a good way. Not always, but mostly. I do tend to dream big, and I also do tend to get what I work for. Not what I wish for, but work for. And that is because I am a planner. I do these like life analyses. And my profession is being an auditor. Auditing my life as well is something I use very much in my life and as a tool to get to where I want to be. And that is something I want to help more people actually be able to do as well. Thinking that maybe this can be one of the ways that I can do it. In this day and age, like ChatGPT can give you a full list of what to do and how to prepare, and you can go on Pinterest and get all of these journal prompts. You can get all of the lists, all of the things that tell you to do this and do that, and you'll get it. But the thing that can be a hindrance to a lot of people, I think, is you don't have any good examples. What can that look like? And you think you get the question, just list some of your biggest accomplishments this year. I haven't accomplished anything. No big things has happened this year. And without context to help you see what big accomplishments can be in your life, how to even start seeing what actually did happen this year, I think it can be difficult. Me as well, I am much more of a planner, much more of an organizer and a thinker, a prepper, more than I am really a doer. And that is also something I work on, but I know that is one of my bigger difficulties, things that I have to work on, because I did review last year. I did review the year before. And that is today's video. I want to take you through just a review first of the year that has gone. What was 2025? What am I happy about? What could I leave in 2025? How can I proceed with whatever I experienced, learned, was happy enough or lucky enough to do this year that I can build upon for the goals of 2026 to feel right, to be better prepared, setting goals and the strategy for 2026. That is the fun part, the wow, yeah, no, I'm gonna dream big and I'm gonna do all of these things. And I, like, from this point on, I'm gonna have my life together and discipline, and like the motivation is sky high. That without context. Like, but what am I able to do during a year? What did I accomplish? What did I not accomplish this year? And why? Were there things that made things more difficult this year? Or were there things that made life actually easier this year? That made things like you could level up faster or more slowly? Like, there are so much context that is left behind and missed if you don't like do a proper review and audit of the time that has passed before you step into the next chapter. So that is what I'm gonna do today. When I sat down, had a little round of this earlier this December with a friend of mine, because I love setting up workshops. Is it too dark? It is too dark. So I arranged a little workshop with a friend of mine earlier this December, where we started with the audit, what happened this year. I started the question. I was just gonna put things on paper. I had a sheet of paper, like just blank. I wrote 2025 in the middle, and then I tried to start listing things, like what happened this year. Of course, I wrote down I got an article published, because that is the biggest thing that I did this year, and I'm so proud. It's more surreal now. It feels like it didn't happen. Yeah, that is like the main point. I remember that because that was big. That was, weirdly surreal. That sticks, right? That is big. That is, I actually felt like I could celebrate it kind of big. And then I'm thinking like, but is that it? Is that all I did? I'm like, yeah, but I just went to London and I got together a meeting with some people from video over there. And that is big. That had just happened. And I was like, what else? I think that is the most important reason for doing a review, because you do forget. I take a lot of pictures. So constantly take pictures of my food, of where I'm at. If you follow me on Snapchat, you know that I usually take a mirror photo in the elevator at work every morning to say good morning. So I do take a lot of pictures whenever something big is happening. For me, I open up, find my phone, I pull up my pictures folders, and I just go all the way back to January of 2025, and I start writing down. Oh yeah, right. I turned 30 this year. Pew, completely gone. I'm like, oh, that is big as well. I started a brand new decade of my life, and it didn't register. So what else can I just forget when I start listing at the end of the year? It's been 12 months, almost 365 days. That is a lot of time. You have been living, doing things for all of those days. Our memories fill up. There must be some relativity regarding how brain power and memory works as well, because it is not no end in sight storage capacity on this thing. Some things, and with a hard drive, I choose what stays and what goes. Here, no, No, I don't. I have no say. It feels like, at least sometimes. Because I remember things that I really don't want to. But the things that would be nice to remember, to look back on, to feel accomplished, feel like my life is doing something. It's just, yeah, weirdly. I recommend, like, if you also have pictures, like, you don't have to have been posting them, but if you have pictures in your phone, go through your phone. If you post on Instagram stories or Instagram in general, you can go through. Just look back. What did happen? If you keep a journal, like, that is great. That you even have more information. Start listing down things that happened, things you did. Like me, I turned 30. I did not have a party. I didn't do something big because I get kind of really high expectations, and regarding these kinds of events, I tend to be let down by myself more than anything, and 30 was too big. I felt like I couldn't. So I baked myself a cake that I posted, and I had a photo shoot with myself in my living room with some help from Heidi. Very happy, very happy. The cake was really great. I also said to Heidi, I want to go away for my birthday. I was looking at different alternatives, but I ended up wanting to go to spa. Just a weekend away at a spa. So we went to Sosiale, which is a place in Norway. It was very cold. Almost, I think, 30 degrees Celsius below zero. Yeah, so we went, had a lovely time. There were some hiccups, but all in all, it was a great weekend. It was the best thing I could have done for my 30th. That was really, really lovely. Like, looking back, I can see I was great with food. I meal prepped so much because, like, working as an auditor, I do work a lot of overtime, especially from like the end of January and at least up until Easter. That is fully packed with work. It wasn't really that much else that went down in January. Like, I turned 30, that is big, and then I worked. Did go for a lot of walks. That was great. Did meal prep. Did eat good. Did shovel a lot of snow. Of course, that was also a lot of time spent during these two first months. Was writing the article. That was not so glamorous. Oh yeah, right. We also went on this full moon snow boot walk. It was so heavy. I was not in great shape. Like, at that point, I was stronger, but I hadn't like really gotten into running again like I did during the summer. And those 5 kilometers in fresh snow, very much snow, in snow boots, in like the middle of the forest, walking up these high hills. It was beautiful. Like, I'll put a picture up. It's beautiful. But I still remember how hard it was to walk the next couple of days. That was brutal. Brutal, I say. And I went to the spa here in Hamar. It was also very nice, very nice. Another thing that I'm very happy about being very consistent with over the last year is doing my nails. Like, this is not the greatest set I've done. I've done them consistently, at least every 3 weeks for the entire year. And I do that myself. So that is 2.5 to 4 hours that I sit every 2 to 3 weeks doing my nails. just because I know I feel better when I have them done. I know that I deliver better in all other parts of my life when I feel put together, and having my nails done, it works. It works for me. So being consistent, being able to do that for myself, to make my life a little bit easier every day, like being high maintenance to be low maintenance, it feels great. So doing my nails consistently, like gel nails, love that for me. And I am so proud that I have been able to do that for me, because that is something that others like, yeah, but why would you do that? Why would you spend so much time doing that? And it works for me. It is something I do for me. And that can often be of the things that are hardest to like set time off in your day to do. That is of the things that I would gladly like put it on my list of things that I am like make me feel accomplished. And yeah, I also cut my own hair, but I'm not that happy about that. That is a cost saving thing more and time saving thing, but mostly cost saving thing. I think that is February. In March, I finished up and sent in the article. Wasn't published until the beginning of April. March is of course also the month of the International Women's Day, and if you have read my article, if you have gotten my thesis, you know that or you know me in general, you know that is definitely one of my biggest passions in life. The equal opportunity and helping women just level up in their life if they want to. So this is a month that I want to do a lot. I got the opportunity to go to BI's International Women's Day lecture, talk. It was a thing. I went to that. I also did a lot of like easy baking things. Great. Love, like, I was really in my food baking prep era during like fall of last year and during like the entire spring of this year. Then I also took part, like listened to the She conference. That was also great. That was April. We're now into April. And then of course the article was published. Big, still really big. Celebrated that. I also sewed my first ever Chanel jacket, like those very iconic Chanel jackets. I'll put a picture of the one that I sewed. I have started another one as well, but it's not. I mean, I'm in a sewing rut, if that is a thing, but it's definitely a thing. It's probably just not something people say. It's not going great. It's halted all of my progress over there. But I did. So, like, it's even fully lined. And that too, just, don't remember. Like, it's in my wardrobe. Look at it almost every day. And I forget that I made it this year. I kind of also forget that I made it. I'm very happy about it. I also made a matching skirt. I also did buy this microphone. And still it's the first time that I'm using it now. That's not great. I also found that I was very tired of not having any color in my home. So I went out and bought some colors. That was great. Now there's too much color, so never happy. I also bought bubbles to celebrate Heidi buying a new home. Not a house, but a home. Wasn't celebrating that she was moving away from me because she had the neighboring apartment, but she wasn't moving far, like just 100 meters or so. So very happy to be a part of that. I did also have a goal for myself this year to buy a house. And I was talking to banks and stuff, but I found that I didn't know well enough what I wanted, or why I thought I wanted what I wanted. Because I was looking and nothing felt right. And then what I really wanted was out of my budget. And I'm so happy where I live right now that I don't want to like level down, if you could say that. I do have a great price on the place that I'm living. So yeah, it does make me a lot more not willing to take chances on things. I also found that like I thought that I wanted a big house, that I would be willing to have a 20-minute drive to work every morning. But the more I thought about it and the more that I looked at those alternatives, it would take so much of my time budget that I can't seem to give it. That is a lot. Taking care of a house and a big lawn and some trees as well, maybe. And then you have your own drive that you have to shovel. Like, this is more than enough. This is already too much. I found that I wasn't interested in the things that at that point were within my budget. Now I have totally different plans. So I've changed that goal entirely. That is out of my plan for now. I'm still saving, of course, because I want to buy a house or a home in the future, of course, but it's not within like the next couple of years, at least, I think. It was very fun to be able to live through someone else instead. So May was as well like a month that a lot happened. There were the Holmenkollen-stafetten, which is a run, like a team run in Oslo, only for companies. That was fun. I was definitely the slowest runner on the team. But I was very happy with the fact that I run my entire pass, or whatever it's called. I also started posting YouTube videos, vlogs, that I have been like thinking about doing that for the entire year. But I actually did it for a couple of weeks there. But it does, like, vlogs take so much time because you have hours of footage and you have to go through everything. Yeah, so that happened. I also got comfortable with running. That was great. Love that for me. Of course, my foot has been acting up the last couple of months. I think it's called plantar fasciitis or something. Something like that. It's not fun. So I have not been running or walking much at all for the last 2 months. We're working on it. I have now started with Pilates instead. It's hard. I've just done 2 workouts this far and I love it, but it's hard. There is a possibility this video as well is gonna be long. But I'm very happy if you're sticking through all of this, because it is a lot of talking, and but hopefully it gives you some motivation and like context to how looking back on a year can like look. I also sewed my first big bag, which I'm also very happy about. I wasn't quite that happy when I decided to take that bag when I was staying at Sommero for a night. That was not a great decision. Because it did not fit in there. But that was the pattern of the fabric's fault. The bag looked great. I love it. Put a picture up here. I love it. And I also stayed at Sommero, which is very pretty, fancy hotel in Oslo. but it's right beside our headquarters. And I also did that project management course. That was also very, very fun. I think it is the AFF group in Norway with Johan Bum. Amazing guy. Such fun. Yeah, great course. Great course. I had so many sewing plans, but it was so warm. So that did not happen that much. Because there is no air condition in this house. I also bought movable air condition. It is loud. And I'm very sensitive to sounds. But other than that, great. And we had a summer party, like a work summer party. Around 12 o'clock that day, I decided I was not happy about the dress that I had planned on wearing. So I was like, let me just get my ass home and make another one before 5 when the party started. And I did it. I have never sewn something that fast. And that is including cutting out the fabric pieces. Like the pattern was ready, but the fabric was just cleaned and nothing else. So I had to cut out the fabric pieces and sew it all together. It had an invisible zipper. It had straps. It was a lot of work. Very quick work, because I made it. I'm still not entirely sure how. And we got to play pirates. That was fun. That was kind of a pirate theme, because we were all having like this big national trip to Kristiansand in the end of August. And it was a pirate theme. I made my own leather corset. That was fun. The biggest thing in July was definitely the porch. Not the porch, the terrace. My outdoor area. It was pressure washed. It was sanded, dried, and then I oiled it twice. That was a lot of work. The sanding, I was doing that, it was like 30 degrees. And I don't understand how I did not get more of a sunburn. Because it was a sweaty job. And finally, I got a friend to come with me to Ullared, which is a store in Sweden. Big store. But we used to go there a lot when I was younger. And I haven't been back since I'm like an adult. That was my summer vacation trip. We went down and stayed at the ocean for like one night. And then we went straight back. But it was very fun. Loved that Carolina decided to come with me. I also went to see a stand-up show live with Taylor Tomlinson, because she came to Oslo. I love that. That was very, very fun. I love her. And of course, I went to a wedding. It's not my wedding, so it's not that big of a deal, but it was a wedding. It was very beautiful. August too was a month. A lot happened. And all of these things almost I had forgotten. We went on a trip to a co-worker's cottage, just like six of us, I think, 7. And then I also assisted on Camp Video, which is the course or the big happening that all of our newly employed people that come straight from school go through. So I got to be one of the players that they were having meetings with, that I had like a role to play. That was in Kragerø Resort as well. So it's such a beautiful place. And I'm very happy to have been able to be a part of that as well. We went straight from that to Video Go in Kristiansand, which also was a very big happening, but trying to make something happen where you're inviting 2,000 people, that is gonna take some planning. So I think we had booked out almost all of the hotels in all of Kristiansand. So that's a big event. And that is where I got to be a pirate. I'll put a picture up here as well. Yeah, finished that off with a very high fever. I was very sick when we went home from that. And that is, I think, the only time I've been sick this year. But that was a lot for a week. So little sleep, being just on and having so much fun, but also it takes a lot from a person that is also not very used to being so social. Love that. I can feel my energy draining, and that probably means it does that for you as well. So I'm sorry for that. It is kind of dragging out now. I have been talking for over an hour. Hope not all of it will be in the video, so you haven't been listening for an hour. But I have been talking for an hour. But let's just quickly go through the last couple of months. September, very fun. I went to Fabrikstad again. Yeah, and I also bought a new knitting project. It's my first knitting project with multiple colors and colors in a pattern. So that's fun. It has taken some time getting used to, but I am getting through it. I'm not done because I haven't been able to set enough time for it. But I think maybe I can plan for doing 2 of those kind of knitting projects a year. That would be great, because I like to have the opportunity to have a project like that, to be able to watch TV or listen to a book or something like that, easy. But I don't want to produce, because I'm not interested in setting off enough time for that. I won't prioritize those kinds of projects mostly with all of the other things that I want to get done. So, and that is something to keep in mind while you're going through all of these things that has happened over the last year. Are these things that you want to have next year as well? Did it take away time from other things that you would have rather wanted to prioritize? These are important questions to, that is the point of going through all of this. You got to remember what happened and how much can happen in a year. But also, are these things you want to happen next year as well? Do you want to build upon those? Are they good being left behind in 2026 or 2025, I mean? All things to think through. Of course, October was the month that I went to London. I love London. I love England in general. Of course, I can't keep anything out of work. So I even stopped by the BDO offices over there, and that was fun. Yeah, I saw Six the Musical. I went by myself, and it was I love it. That is something I have already decided that I want to be better at the coming year. Just going to these kinds of concerts and events that I really appreciate. I've already bought my first opera tickets. So I'm gonna see the Magic Flute. I'll be going to see in January. I'm very excited. I've never been to opera. I have sang a couple of opera songs during my time at music school. But that is very, 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 very long time ago. It feels so half my life ago, actually. So that, to put things into context, that was not fun. I also met a lot of great people there, and it dawned on me that Like, I've been thinking that I'm introverted because I'm not a big fan of people. But I'm actually very extroverted and I need to talk to people. And like, I'm the one that will always start a conversation in the elevator with people I have no idea who is. Yeah, so decided I'm probably not really an introvert. And I'm so happy because finally also like decided that I can't wait to buy a house or to have a bigger place before I do the things that I want. So I decided that I was gonna make a dinner party happen in my small apartment. And it was the greatest thing that I've done. And it was, of course, for Halloween. So I had decked, like, I did all of these things. Now I'll put up a couple of pictures. But I was so happy with just doing that because having people over for those kinds of events is also something I love. I love to like build these things. That was a great. I'm so happy that I just did it and didn't wait for all of the circumstances to be how they probably should be before doing these kinds of things. And yeah, just not waiting for my life to happen before everything is perfect. Because then you're just gonna watch your life go by and it's not great. Big things I've done in December is just deciding to hell with it. It's kind of what I've done. I have sold my sofa and my sofa table. I bought a cozy Strandmoen IKEA chair instead. And I have this big table set up in the middle of my living room instead. And we're focusing on this, doing this. We're focusing on productivity, getting shit done. That is what we're focusing on. Of course, this year has also been a little sad. It's been sad because we've been unfortunate enough to lose 2 coworkers to cancer. It has been difficult dealing with that as well, with the fact that my dad has been battling cancer as well. He's doing very good right now, so it's not that, but it has been a lot. So yeah, but that has been my year. Like, just taking some things. It has been more difficult because, of course, we're living with the thought of my dad battling cancer, which takes a lot of energy, even though things are, by like the standards, going very well. It's also been a year of much change and reprioritization for me. So it's been a very weird year to look back on, and looking at the goals that I set for myself last year did not go that great, but a lot of them, or all of the ones that I haven't met, are either because circumstances have changed, which is out of my control. Some things I have deprioritized. It's not up there anymore, and the reason for why I wanted to do it has changed. So it's not like, it doesn't feel like a failure because I chose not to do it. And that is like, when setting goals for next year as well, it is so important to know why. Why is that your goal? Why do you want to make that happen? Why is this important for you? What is it that you want to get out of it? Because that makes it a lot easier when you're doing this review next year to look at, okay, we did that, we did this, and we didn't do all of these things. Why? Did you not track things enough? Did you not have like quarterly audits to remind yourself of what you have said you wanted to prioritize? Or is it that you change your mind? Not just, oh, I don't think I can do it, so I'm not gonna. That is not good enough. But it's okay, I wanted this because of this. And I thought it would take this. That is not what I want anymore. That is why. Then, okay, that is not a real goal anymore, because you have to audit and revise during the year, because 12 months is a long time. Just looking at how little I remember from the year that has passed shows how much time you're trying to think that you know what you want for. And so much can happen, so much can change. You can meet someone new, your relationship can end, you can end up having to move, family can get sick. Like, there's so much that can happen that can change how you look at life, how you prioritize. Maybe a new job opportunity shows up. Like, there are so many things that can happen. And just knowing your whys will help tremendously on looking back and not feeling like a failure because life happened or because you changed. Like, not working and having a thought out decision regarding why things change is not, that's like, okay, change it or like do something else. I think that hopefully that like sums things up why like this is important, how you can think about it. Like, what do you want more of? What do you want less of? How remind yourself how much can happen in a year, and use that when you're thinking about next year. It does affect you so much, and that is also why I wanted to do this. I think my throat is starting to swell up from all of this talking. So I've been talking for almost 1.5 hours. I think that is enough for this video, this podcast video, or whatever you want to call it. It's a sit-down YouTube video from like old times, but things are changing. Yeah, if you have any questions regarding any of this, just leave me a comment either here on YouTube, or you can do it on my blog where this video will also be posted. The other social media that I have will be linked below. And as usual, just let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. I'm excited to see if this possibly can be my new chapter here on YouTube. I do have a lot to say, obviously. I have been so nervous about just sitting down and doing this that I've been procrastinating. But as soon as I just sat down before the camera, I just started talking, and it just rolls out. So if it seems like something is not cohesive, it's because this is not manuscripted at all, or scripted at all. It's just me sitting down and talking to the camera as usual. For the upcoming videos, I will also be taking you through books I've read this year. So that will be coming in their own videos. I'm thinking I will split them so that I will do non-fiction and fantasy in like their own videos, so that anyone that is only interested in one of the categories can just watch the one. But if you want both, you can of course watch both. Maybe I'll take you through some of the other things that I do to get ready for 2026 as well. I have so many plans and so little time, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, please just leave me messages if there is anything you want me to talk about, or any questions regarding anything that I've been speaking about. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Did I ever introduce myself? Yeah. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Welcome. Hi, I'm Kine Lovise, and if you're here, you're probably interested in... well, at least I introduced myself. Wow. That is a long video. And I think I forgot, so I'm Kine Lovise.